to Realtor Reputation. I'm Apryl Lopez.
And I'm Shannon Howard-Bisordi, Hot Mom Express, Hot Mess Express, Team Mom.
And I am a ninja, and I don't think I can film in this. I need to take this off. There we go. Today's Halloween. So for us, this will be aired next week in November, but it's Halloween for us. So we are dressed up. I am going to a party. Woohoo! Well, an office party at noon. I'm bringing my baby, my grandbaby with me.
Is she a mini ninja?
No, she's going to be a bumblebee. Oh. And I FaceTimed her last night, and she was like, like running around.
Little glasses?
Oh my God, she is the cutest. So I'm going to spend the day with her.
That'll be the best. Little kids on Halloween are the best.
But Shannon walked in today, and I never know what your costume is going to be. You were Karen one year, weren't you?
Yeah, I was Karen. I don't know. I love Halloween. It's like I was Barbie last year in a box. I was Realtor Barbie.
Oh, yes. Yes.
But this year it just seems really fitting due to like talking to us is I am sports mom, Hot Mess Express, because I've got I'm a dance mom, I'm a volleyball mom, I'm a band mom, I'm a Miracle League mom, now I'm going to be a soccer mom. I'm usually the team mom. So,
but what you can't see, and we'll post a picture because what you cannot see is Shannon came in like with props, like not just one bag, like multiple bags.
I've got my I got my snacks.
A box of Skinny Pop. Wait, and what did you say? You walked into the office and a colleague was like,
I was walking down the street and a colleague was like, I'm in a park. It looks like you need some help.
It's just like, this is
like,
part of my
costume.
This is my costume. So,
but the sad part, it's really my life.
Well, the funny thing is these are all of the things that you probably carry with you every single day in your car, everywhere.
I mean, it's just
that's
like
mom life.
And she's like making fun of my bog bag. And like my bog bag, I love it because I can just like throw stuff in.
It is such a teen mom thing to have a bog bag. I mean, my girlfriend told me, she's like, you should get one of those bog bags. And I was like, I don't want to be caught dead carrying a bog bag because that then classifies me as the teen mom.
I mean, I already have like the SUV. I didn't quite go to the minivan and I tried once. But Mark put a hard no to that.
Oh, I'm a hard no on a minivan. Also.
Well, I was, but at the time I thought I
because that's so funny. No, I actually like the bog bag. Like, I think it's a good boating bag.
I mean, if I start, like, putting charms on it, then you might need to have me committed.
Yes. I'm going to get you some charms. We should get a Realtor Reputation charm.
Oh, my God, we should.
That's actually a great idea.
So I was talking to Lisa, our friend, the other day, and she had these, like, cute shoes on. And she's like, oh, my God, I swore I would never wear Crocs because they're so ugly.
Oh, yeah.
And they're like these cute, like, I would have never known they were Crocs. And I looked at her and I'm like, well, I have to tell you, I broke down and bought myself a sparkly pair. And they have Taylor Swift charms.
Oh, my God.
Like, you lost it.
I don't own a pair of Crocs, although...
Oh, they're actually really comfortable.
They're comfortable, and they are good camping shoes. I use them to, like,
camp and then also to, like, take the garbage out. I have them, like, by the front door to, like, because we have rocks and park, and I usually walk out in my socks, and that's because I don't want to get my Ugg slippers all dirty.
Totally. So. Real world problems over here.
Problems.
All right, let's jump into it. So let's start with our mom moment of the week. And do you want to go first?
Oh, you go.
Okay. So
what did I do? My snack.
She's just munching on her Skinny Pop. I was like, is that all you're going to eat today? Yes.
Maybe.
So my mom moment is my son asked, this was like maybe a month and a half ago, asked if I could take him and a group of his friends. I guess I was the mom who volunteered to go.
Because you're the fun mom.
Because I don't know if I'm the fun mom, but I was the mom who got suckered into it.
Yeah.
We went to Six Flags for the day on Sunday. I recruited my husband to come along with me because I was like, I'm not going to go sit at Six Flags by myself. But it was Fright Fest.
Oh my God, Abby would have died. Like, I should have just, like, sent her with you.
You should have. I was there all day.
I would have with you.
Fun fact about Apryl, I don't like anything scary.
Me neither. That's why I didn't want to go.
I do not like to be...
I don't like scary movies.
I don't watch scary... I can't even watch the trailer to a scary movie. Like, everybody knows when a commercial comes on, like, close your eyes, moms. Don't watch it. Like, don't even partake.
Like, I think, like, Chucky is scary.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. And don't get me wrong. I've seen a few scary movies. Like, Keith will sometimes rope me into it.
The thrillers, like I'll watch maybe something like that, but those freak me out.
Did you like jump?
Oh, I like am sick to my stomach. I have to like curl up in a ball in the couch if I watch anything like that. So, needless to say, I got suckered in, and I was the mom who drove for Fright Fest, and it was fun.
How many kids?
There was my son and 3 of his friends, so 4 of them total.
Okay.
And also my son doesn't like to be afraid,
So,
but
but he
all of the
wanted to
friends,
go-
yeah, because all of his friends wanted to go. So there was
peer pressure.
2 of them that didn't like to be scared as much as the
Don't
other
people
2.
like touch you there? I heard.
Oh my God. So I was standing and we just kind of followed them around. There was a few, like we got there pretty early. So Keith and I just kind of putzed around, walked around the park.
Is it when it's dark?
Well, we got there at 2.
Okay.
When Boo Fest is still going on.
So
It's
is that
just
like
for the
little-
younger kids.
Okay. I would be good at Boo Fest.
Yeah. So we just walked around and honestly, Keith and I, like we ate, whatever. I didn't go on any rides. I didn't do anything. And then I was such a mom where I got so tired, probably like around 4:30. We found a sports bar, but it was,
my
I mean, it
gosh.
was really just like a inside area
Whatever.
that we can get warm. And we sat there, we just kind of
Hung
propped
out.
up and hung out. But during the nighttime, though, there are just creepy people who walk around in these like weird bloody costumes, and then they do try to like just scare you, like with these weird. They just give you a weird look, and I would just hide behind Keith because Callan, the way he got me to go, and he's like, "You could put a sign on you that says no boo," and I was like, "Yeah,
hear
if
that?
anybody comes near me, I will literally."
Oh my God, see, I would be so freaked
But
out.
everybody stayed away from me, which was fine.
Do you have a sign?
I did not wear a sign, but we also just kind of sat in areas that there was
didn't
no
have
weird
any?
people. So
Yeah, Abby
it
wants
was
to go
fun.
to that weird haunted house thing.
Oh, the
What's it
like
called?
Scream.
Yeah.
Scream something.
Yeah, I just don't. She still can't find anybody to go with her, and I'm like,
My daughter, my oldest daughter, volunteered, or I think it was a volunteer position to be one of the like she was a doll or something.
oh my
from
God,
what I
it's
remember.
like dead dolls.
Oh yeah, so she was one of the like creepy people in the maze.
God.
They did it at like Sally's Tomatoes over there somewhere. But all I remember is they had somebody put like all of her makeup and they did her hair and stuff, and they ratted her hair. It took her like 4 days to get the rat's nest out of it. It was insane.
Oh my God.
But she was so creepy looking. Yeah. So anyway, that was my mom moment of the week is spending my day at Six Flags, and I was so exhausted. I was tired.
That was
the
a
next-
really good mom.
Yeah, and then on Monday, he's like, "Why are we so tired?" And I was like, "Because we got home at like 11 o'clock."
Yeah, and you went to Fright Fest.
It was so much.
That's a lot.
Yeah, I was exhausted. So that was my mom moment. What about you?
Well, I mean, it's a good thing that like Birkenstocks are a good like teen mom shoe because I'm glad I like own like 7 pairs of them and I have a lot of furry ones because I was staging yesterday and we were moving like this glass coffee table and like we like kind of like tripped on the rug and it came down on my big toe and I thought my foot was broken, but it was just my toe.
Did you get an X-ray?
No, but it's okay.
Wait, what if you actually did?
Well, there's
put
nothing you
part
could
of your
do
foot?
for a broken toe.
or foot.
You can wear a boot, but my foot, it's not my foot, it's just my toe.
Yeah,
Because it came down like on the
like on the toe.
big toe and like,
Well, hopefully you don't lose your toenail.
I know, but I'm afraid of it. It's gross.
Yeah, the mom pedicure would suck at that point.
Oh my God, it just sucks. My sock was like disgusting. But anyways, it was like a Halloween in itself, Fright Fest.
Oh,
But then my other mom moment was like kind of a little bit like sad in a way. I feel bad. She'd probably kill me for saying something. But you know, like when you go to like high school and you're like like an adult. Like today I was thinking like, is April going to dress up? Like, you know,
yeah.
you know, you don't want to be like the person at the party that's like Elle Woods, you know, you come to
Yes.
the party and no one's like dressed up.
Yes, yes.
So my daughter is going with her friends to like with parents to this Halloween party tonight that she's invited to, and her friend are supposed to have matching costumes. They're like onesies,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
like sharks. And she was up like super early this morning. Like she's just like, it's like a shark onesie.
Yeah.
Doing her makeup. And she like, you know, had like red lipstick with like blood, like super cute. Well, she gets to school and like all her friends like decided not to wear their costumes, including her boyfriend who was wearing the matching costume.
And never said anything.
Never said anything. So she like gets out of the car. And my husband said like she's like all sad, and I just like felt so bad. So we offered to go. She just had like leggings on and
Yeah.
a t-shirt, but at school because she goes to private school, you're not allowed to wear leggings. She thought like she could like take it off. So he offered to like go home and like get her
Yeah.
clothes, but like I just like feel so bad. Like
Kids are so like at least communicate that with your friends.
I mean, like I don't know. Like I would never bail on my friend.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I think
It's such a teenage thing.
I know.
Poor thing.
So now she's walking around with a big furry shark.
My kids.
So I give her credit for, powering through the spirit.
My kids left this morning. They didn't have costumes on. I think they're dressing up after school because my son is going to be a hamburger.
Oh my God, did you get that one at like
Yes.
Target or like at the store?
At the Spirit Halloween or whatever.
Is it the blow up one or the regular one?
No, he got a regular one. His friend's going to be a blow up Patrick, SpongeBob Patrick.
Yes, he's like,
And they're just handing out candy. I mean,
fun.
they're too old to trick or treat, so they're handing out candy at their friend's house.
that's fun.
Because we don't get trick or treat.
Oh, that's right, where you live.
So I'm just like, yeah, do whatever. And then I'm going to go trick or treat with the baby.
Oh,
Yeah.
it'll be so, yeah.
Although I'm probably only going to last about half an hour and then I'm going to go
Well,
home.
the baby's tired, gets tired. I love standing and like handing out candy. We're doing like the trick or treat here at the peddling office at Vanguard.
Yeah.
We're gonna have they do the whole downtown association, so I'm helping with that today. And then Safi helps me, and then she did like a little trick or treat, and then we'll take her home to our neighborhood because we have like fun houses.
Do you get super like packed in your neighborhood?
We are starting to. It
Yeah.
kind of went in phases. Like when we first moved in, and then the kids got older, and now we're getting a lot because we live by the two schools, so
Yeah.
we do get like a lot of kids that
Yeah.
come. But on Riesling Road by our house, like they really deck it out.
Yeah.
Like there's some people that do some really fun houses, so we have a pretty good area.
Well, because
We're the
Water
east
Park,
side.
we used to live in M section, and I couldn't even shut the door. There was a steady stream of people who came through. So I believe M section and W section are now like the hot spots. To go.
Yeah, that W is supposed to be amazing.
Yeah. Well, all of the houses are decorated.
Yeah.
I have a girlfriend who lives in W, and she's like, "Oh yeah." It's
And also,
crazy.
like, I have clients that live in Southgate.
Yeah.
And my new listings over there, and they it's every house like over there is decorated, and it looks so cute.
fun.
And like even like people I met were like, "You should come bring your kids over here. It's so much fun."
Yeah.
So it's kind of fun, and it's also like kind of a little area. D Street's like cool, but it's just a lot.
Yeah.
It's really crowded. It's hard to get in.
I don't like it when there's too many people.
Yeah. So, anyways, that's what we're doing. Super fun.
Nice. Okay, so let's go to our Swiftie Sell of the Week.
Yes.
And I found that this person, I thought he was kind of in line with Disney.
Yeah.
I mean, with Halloween, because it's Disney. But Walt Disney, they are selling his Cape Cod home.
So like his heirs.
His heirs, yes. I assume whoever's within this trust is selling
Okay.
this. Because I assume he has a trust. And maybe we should do a segment on trust someday.
Yeah, we really need to.
So $2.2 million in Cape Cod.
That seems like inexpensive.
I
Is it
thought
like a
so,
beach
too.
shack?
No, it's not a shack whatsoever.
But
It's,
that seems like.
it's an estate on 1 acre
I mean, are we just jaded?
from living in California. Yeah. I thought that it would be way, I mean, sure, it needs a little bit of more updating, but it's not bad. I don't think it's bad. I think it's gorgeous.
No, it's nice.
It's 4 bedrooms. It's a 3-floor adobe. It has a first floor primary suite, but actually, and it has updated kitchen, private guest suite, in a 3rd floor tower. That tower is where he had his white writing room, and this is where he wrote the
Snow White or Cinderella?
no, it was. I forgot to write it down. Which Fantasia.
Oh.
Fantasia. So I thought that was cool. They kept the original tower just like he had it as his writing room, but everything else has been
Why
updated.
would they sell it? It's kind of sad.
I don't know.
Don't you think they would have enough money?
I mean, yeah, but what if it's just sitting there?
Yeah.
And it's not doing anything? But okay, so the funny part about it is when I was reading this article, I thought that you would really love it because it says that it's a 1 acre lot filled with bucolic, homestead, designed green
Oh my
space.
gosh, I love when everything's bucolic.
But I knew you'd love bucolic because that's like such an AI generated,
So, did I tell you? So I made these little trick or treat flyers that were really cute for my open house last weekend because I did a trick or treat open house and I passed them out and I was like working really hard to like make the description nice. So I'm like, I'm gonna try this AI new feature we have on our workplace. So I do my description and then I type it in and it edits it. Then I go back and fix it. And I print it on the back of these things. During the open house, this lady comes in and she's a neighbor and she's like, I have to meet the realtor who wrote this description.
No, she did not.
I swear to God. And she goes, it just felt like I was reading about my own house. It was so eloquently written and amazing.
And you're like, it was AI generated.
So Paris and I I told Paris the story. We're both like looking at each other, trying not to die laughing. And I was like, thanks, AI. I'm amazing.
Oh, you have to meet the agent who wrote this.
I must be her.
Okay, now I need to read it. That's hilarious.
But bucolic was not used.
I mean bucolic, but anyway, I was reading through this. So this house reminds me, we'll show you pictures of it. This house definitely reminds me of that Netflix show with Nicole Kidman.
Oh my gosh, I love that show.
What is it called? I can't
It was
remember.
based after the
The book. Somebody please make a comment. I can't remember the name of it, but I
Is it
watched
where they're
it.
dancing?
Where they dance and they do the whole, I think you were saying
Is it
Nintendo.
Liam Nielsen or who's the?
No, not Liam Neeson. Something like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, I watched it. It was great.
It was great.
It was such a good, but this house reminds me a lot of
That
that.
was so nice. That movie looked really fun to make.
I mean, because look at this is the estate. Like it,
cool.
gorgeous. I mean, don't get me wrong, it can use some updated, but 2.2, I feel like that's a steal of a deal.
Move in.
We should. Let's move to Cape Cod.
Move to Cape Cod.
Let's do it.
Wonder how the real estate market is.
You know, we can always look into it. This is
I like
our first
seafood.
Our first point. I like seafood. My husband hates seafood.
Really?
Oh, he doesn't eat any seafood. He'll explore sometimes. Like he'll eat. The funny thing is he doesn't like seafood, but he will eat a barbecued oyster, which is like,
Most people find that, like, I like oysters, but most people will find that, like, the most repulsive of the seafood.
I love oysters or any like
should go
mussel.
oyster.
We should absolutely, but yeah, he'll eat an oyster, but he won't eat. He did say he tried a lobster the other day.
And he doesn't.
He just tries. He'll get like a surf and turf. Okay, our first date.
Oh,
He ordered. We went out to Bodega and he ordered a surf and turf. And I had no idea that he didn't like seafood. And then he gets it and he's like,
did he not know what it was?
and he's like, no, he knew what it was, but he's like, yeah, I ordered this just to try it, but I don't really like seafood. And I was like, why would you order a surf and turf if you don't like
He's like,
seafood?
April, I just want to show you I'm rich.
Nothing. Dude,
I'm
we
super
were
bougie.
so poor at that point.
You're like, that was like $30 just for the lobster.
I'm
Like,
like-
could have just had the steak.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we were, in our 20s
No, I know,
or whatever, but it was just funny that he ordered it and he ended up just eating the steak. And I've got like no shame in my game. I ended up eating the lobster.
I would've-
And I'm like, hey, why? I'm not gonna.
See, I don't like the toast. I
Oh,
like
yeah.
the surf. So, like, growing up, like, I was an only child for many years. So, when I'd go over to Cattleman's, I would get, like, they have the lobster tail
Oh,
there.
yeah.
So, I was allowed to get those with, like, the potatoes. Like, that was my dinner at, like, 6 years old. Like, I just had the lobster. And,
Yeah.
and then the waiter would always be like, are you sure you don't want it, like, off the children's menu? I'm like, no, I don't eat off the children's menu. It was the lobster and
Yeah.
the crab legs.
That's so funny because when my kids go out, since they were little, they would order off the regular menu because they would like also
Yeah.
the
I just, everything
the
is
salmon or whatever
Yeah,
they
well, I feel
wanted.
like a lot of like I love when I go to a kids like a restaurant. They have a kids menu that does have like a salmon or
Yeah.
a steak or like it doesn't have to be the biggest portion, but just something like
Totally.
healthy besides like fried
Agreed.
food and like mac and cheese.
Yeah.
Like it's great to have those because there are some kids like that's all they
Yeah.
eat. But you should have like some
My
healthy
kids
choices.
and my kids were never like the chicken nugget. I mean, they'll eat chicken nuggets. Don't get me wrong, but like when we went out to dinner,
Yeah,
and
mine
still
too.
to this day, they like
Yeah.
good food. Yeah. So anyway, so that was our Swiftie sell of the week. I want to also just bring up. We were kind of talking about it in our Snake It Till You Make It section. Is rates are kind of going wonky right
They
now.
are going completely wonky. And when this airs, the election will have passed.
right.
So the crazy part is because I don't know how you're seeing things, but in the $1 million and up market,
Yeah.
I feel like it has like come to kind of a halt. Like as far as showings go, open houses this last week were like
Yes.
like 2 to 4 people, maybe 6 at the most if you were lucky to get 6 groups coming through. Like almost non-existent. Where like 3 weeks ago there was 30 or 40 groups coming through, and that's one because the rates had gone down. I mean, the rates were in the high 5s,
Right.
And now, as of yesterday, they were back up to almost 7%. They were like, my client, we wrote an offer and it was 6.99. And the lender this morning was basically like, I need that contract. Like, rates are flying up. Like, I need to get that locked in right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
And, you know, as you know, when we've talked about it, and we have like a video that we've shared, but, you know, it all is based on the bond market and, you know, all of that stuff. And the election is definitely playing a huge role on it. I've heard people, I've had like 4 different clients in the last week reach out and say, what do you think of the election? Like, how is it going to affect people?
And people are so just cautious because it's just like they're trying to predict the market. You can't predict the market, but I agree. Everything's just kind of like quiet and stale right now.
Very stale. And the other interesting part is kind of like, you know, people, I don't know, because I don't want to get into political parties, but there's like a lot of like, well, are we going to go into like a deeper recession?
Right.
Or are we like magically going to, like everything's going to disappear and come out of it? But you have to realize like the new party doesn't even take place until next year.
Right.
So,
Right.
I mean, I know it like predicts and it sets, you know, things into motion, but it's not like after next week, like things are magically going to like the crystal ball is going to like
Totally.
make it better.
Although I feel like the winter market will be a little bit different this year, comparative, because usually in the winter people are kind of hunkered down, living their best life inside. I think that's the best opportunity for
100%.
buyers who are looking for an opportunity. Really, sellers. I mean, people tend to only sell their house in the wintertime if they have to.
Or if they're relocating. Yeah, if they're relocating.
For whatever the reason is. But I think if you can get in the winter, I don't know. I feel like this winter may be a little bit different once we get through this next week as far as the election
so.
goes.
And so I don't know. I have, you know, people are asking, you know, what do we do?
Yeah.
You know, like, I don't know what your advice is, but do we take our house off the market for, you know, a few weeks or a
Right.
month and then put it back on when we find something? Because I think the tricky part is when you have somebody that's trying to find a house
Yep.
in order to sell a house, you know, because you have to be ready.
Right.
Because if that house pops up, you know, and it's the right price range and the right location, the other, you know, there's gonna be multiple people probably looking
Yes.
if it's priced correctly and if it's in good condition. But if you're not on the market and ready, then you're kind of setting your
Right.
up for failure. But then
Right.
you don't want your house to like rack up those days on the market, so you're kind of in a conundrum. What do you think? Is this-
I actually am in this exact scenario right now. I have a client who I have a listing and it's a condo listing and it's been kind of quiet. And with that being said, though, they want to sell. We originally were, you know, I immediately tried to identify a replacement property so that way they can have that contingency, but they have determined that they're just going to sell it and leave it on the market. And we're just going to see how it goes in this next few weeks. And then we might have to come to that conversation of, do we want to get us through the winter as far as the holidays and that sort of thing? Because they have a little one at home. But otherwise they're going to make that sacrifice. They're going to go move in with the parents so that way they can just get it sold. But it's kind of
well,
this
it's hard because it's like you don't want to be like, oh, by the way, you know, be homeless and not.
Well, that's right. But on the other hand,
the other hand, it's competitive, and I think like that's the part. You know, I have a few sets of clients that are very specific in neighborhoods and price points that they need to be in order to move. Otherwise, they don't necessarily have to move, right? It's more of a choice. Like,
Right.
I want to be here. But there's really nothing over there, or,
Right.
you know, in that area.
Right.
And the things that I feel like are overpriced or they need work or my clients can't afford it.
Right.
Or like other situations, we've been in multiple offer situations.
That's
and
exactly.
I think the other hard part about like being in a multiple offer situation, because I've been in 4 of them in the last 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Every property I've written on, I've been in a multiple offer situation. Just so you know, like that's also funny because people are like, oh, but you know, the market.
That's exactly.
4 properties I've been.
It
in
depends on the
multiple-
neighborhood, the house, if it's priced right. Yeah, it's
And so the other interesting part is like, you know, the offers I'm seeing, like I'm not having my clients go crazy over.
Right.
But we've gotten 2 clients out of 4 have gotten the houses. Right. So I'm 50-50 on what, we're doing, depending on, what their budget was or my advice that they took or not, or what they could do.
Yep.
But it's happening. The multiple offers are there.
And that's exactly these clients that I'm working with, the houses that we're going for, they are the multiple offer scenarios. So they're like, let's just sell the house so that way they can be more competitive with their offer and not have that contingency of having to sell their house. So
yeah, and I think it's hard because then when you see, a situation where a house is on the market, because I've seen a lot of this lately, and it's because our average days on the market has ticked up. It's not 7 days anymore. It's like 36 days. It's ticking up.
Right.
And you see something and you kind of watch it for 20, 25 days. And I think people have kind of like honed into that.
Yeah.
So then people are like, oh, we can go in and, make a lesser offer. Well, then what's happening is you go to make an offer and there's 3 other people that day making an offer.
waiting for the same thing. Dude, it's happened so much.
And it's a strategy. And so we there was this house and my client, wanted to make an offer. And I was like, well, we waited a couple of weeks and I was like, okay, let's do it. And then we go to do it. There's multiple offers and, it was close to the asking or, but when it closed, it was only a couple $1,000s over, but the offer they took was non-contingent. So it's like, it's a, you know what I mean? You weren't going to get it.
Yeah.
Because you were going to offer under the close to the asking and you were a contingent.
Right.
So I think it is frustrating though when it sells close to that price.
Yes.
But you have to be ready.
I know. You have to be ready.
That's the hard part.
I agree. But I've been seeing a lot of that too. Like people waiting for that exact day, but any good agent, if you've been communicating with other agents as far as your client's interested, but he's just sitting on it, if you have an offer or potential offer coming in, you're making phone calls. You're making a lot of phone calls.
Well, that's the thing. And I think the other thing that I try to advise my clients on is if we see those days on the market, put an offer together and write it. As soon as they get a price reduction, then it's triggering out to thousands of people and all the sites, Zillow, Realtor.com, so as soon as that price reduction hits, it's in front of everybody's
And everybody's
face.
ready to jump on
So,
it.
like all those likes that if you like a property on your site or it's going to say, oh, the property you liked is now has a new price. And then they put the banner. So guess what? All those people that were thinking about it.
Yep. They just saw that price reduction. Yep.
So it's also like interesting because, I always just say write it up before, if you can get in there right before that price reduction, it's key. Now the agent, if it's a good agent, probably will be making calls. You hope that they're not a good agent and don't do that.
That's exactly right. Especially if we're on the other side, right?
Yes. But then it's always funny though, because then the flip side is then the client's like, are they lying? Are they playing games? And sometimes people
I don't lie. I
don't lie either.
I take the benefit of the doubt that everybody is an honest person, but there are non-honest people.
There are non-honest.
There are some.
Because you know what the difference is.
What?
In a realtor.
A realtor
Versus like a real estate agent. Is that we have to take a code of ethics.
Oh, yes. Yes.
But something can be unethical.
Yeah.
And not illegal.
That's what I learned. That's
in my early days, and I'm like, that is so not right, and I would get so fired up about it because I'm so by the rules and ethical.
Yeah.
And then I remember being told, well, it can be unethical, but it's not illegal.
That's true.
So then you have to file against the board of realtors.
Well,
So we try to, because we are realtors, we try to carry that code of
beyond
ethics.
just being a realtor,
Well, no, but
I'm a good person.
in a moral compass.
But
But
agreed,
but there
yeah.
are people that
There
are
are.
like, I don't care. I'm gonna, do what I need.
Although
to do.
those people only last usually a short period of time.
Oh yeah, they're mostly out of business.
Yeah.
Or they've gone back to being a lender. Because they were a lender, realtor, and maybe a title company if you could live in Southern California, because you could be all 3 apparently down there.
Oh my God.
Which sounds so scary.
All right. That's all we have for today.
That's
So
it. So we want you to post. I know it'll be a week late, but post your Halloween costumes on our
Seriously.
comments. I want to see your Halloween costumes or your pet costumes.
I forgot my headband. I have a ninja headband, but I
Are
honestly
you gonna go kick some ninja ass today?
I am. So the reason I'm a ninja though is because I went to the ninja training and my other colleague and we are dressing up as ninjas because we thought it was appropriate. But I didn't realize my costume didn't come with a sword.
So there's that. Just hold the ninja book.
Oh, shoot. I should have. I'm going to have to stop at home. Anyway. All right, guys.
Have a great Halloween. Be safe.
Bye. Happy Halloween.